Welcome back, guys, to another episode of my Brandenburg Let's Play. And I just want to say that if we can make it through the next couple months, then hopefully we've actually secured the personal union with Sweden. So I'll probably kill myself in real life if our ruler was to die right now. Nice, we got some missionary strength from an event, which is nice because we actually have some Orthodox land now that we need to convert. And just between episodes there, I counted up the land, the amount of provinces that we have to add to the empire. And we're really creeping up here on having 50, which will mean we can pass this reform. And hopefully we can do that before the Protestant leagues form. And that's going to give us the legitimacy is pretty meh, but the 10% reduced core creation cost is a nice little buff there. And we're doing really well on our admin. We do have the religious ideas to rush down. So I also checked, I was wondering why we had the Holy War CB against the Ottomans, and there's been a crusade. We are Catholic, so that makes sense. We've got a crusade Holy War CB that can be utilized against the Ottoman Empire. The influence on the nobility is getting really high again. Man, I guess we'll spend this 200 ducats on improving our burgers, guys. I guess. Get more trade income. That's rough, dude. Spending money we don't have, but the idea is to gain money, right? Got quite some revolts up and coming. Gosh, Sweden's still at -1. Come on, baby. Get over there. Somebody was asking why we have 3 missionaries, and I would think it would be pretty self-explanatory. It's actually, as a Catholic, when the Protestant League War or Protestantism forms, there's an event that quickly happens. I think it's called Protestantism or something like that, entrenched. And the Catholics can have a modifier. It says it's until end of the game. It's just a decision you can take. I believe you require some relations with the Pope in order to actually take it. But in actuality, it's as long as the centers of Reformation are around, because they do disappear, I believe. And you gain +2 missionaries and missionary strength, as well as a few other things. The fact that Sweden's sitting at -1 is really making me nervous. How about... I'm going to cancel this mission here, improving relations in Muscovy. It doesn't seem possible. How about we give him a little bit of cash? Alright, we have loans, of course. How much is it to influence? It's so expensive to influence. I'm just waiting here for our war exhaustion to reduce a little bit, and then I'm going to actually state up some other territories around the Prussian Baltic region. We actually have the entire Polish culture group now incorporated into our country. Man, I would love... I think it's more efficient to pay off the loans to get rid of the interest and then take out another loan when you run into a deficit. That's the impression I'm under. Of course, as far as upcoming wars, we do have the opportunity to attack Muscovy while he has no allies. He's actually at war with somebody out east. I was going to say, but before we do that, we might do some of these wars here. I'm waiting for Hamburg to be able to back up. Ideally, we want both of Bremen's allies to back him up. These two nations who are not willing to do it right now, because we can convert them both. And then that's going to be a pretty productive war, hopefully taking Lübeck's cash, enforcing religion on two nations, but also releasing two other Catholics, all from the one war. But we're waiting on that. Perhaps I should go in against Muscovy in the meantime. He is going to be at least somewhat distracted. He's got 47,000 troops, which is certainly more than we have, 10k more than we have. But of course we do have the Swedes and the other vassals, which are not going to amount to much. And yep, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that. That's one way to get the relations with Sweden, right? Which are making me really nervous. So I would love to make him our rival, but apparently it's been too soon. Because this would be a good source of power projection. But either way, here we go. Now, of course, we're not spending our admin here because this is a reconquest war. We're going to be feeding Novgorod. And we have more forces on our side. And hopefully the Swedes will make their way over here. We'll have to see. He's got a 2-siege general. That's really nice. I could take that for -10. That's pretty good. Even though our corruption's up there, which hurts us. The Swedes probably can get access through Denmark now that they're not, you know, the outright rival. Okay, the influence has been reduced even further over the nobility. Good, good, good. Good stuff. Gonna go ahead and state this up. Our war exhaustion is low enough. And we've added most of our unaccepted culture, I think all of it actually, to the nobility. So the next best bet is probably adding Prussian culture or Pomeranian. It's a pretty minor thing, but that way we lose autonomy in land where culture is not accepted. Swedes don't want to help us out, so we do have to be aware of that. He can't get access, apparently. Oh gosh. We're not being voted for. Of course, our Diplo reputation has been weakened by... okay, this is pointless improving relations to him. Our Diplo reputation has been weakened by the massive amount of overextension that we have. But we should be able to get Cologne's vote. I just hope our ruler doesn't die right now. He's 30 years old. It's quite unlikely. But knowing our luck, he probably will die. Now, Muscovy is a lot stronger than his enemy that he's fighting, Uzbek, but it is posing enough of a distraction to give us a little advantage here. Get some sieges on lockdown, so that's pretty cool. It's been a long time since we've had any kind of clean victory, although the last couple wars have not been too hard. It's 2 sieges already, including the war goal. That's pretty nice. I've been thinking that if we can help it, I'd probably like to just, get rid of my rivalry with Austria. Whether he becomes invalid or we just switch it up. Because he is a Catholic now. And even if he gets massive because he's a Catholic, we're going to be able to integrate him into our country via the last vote. He will actually vote for, past this and become our subject. So we can be best friends with him. Convert Bohemia. Well, I wish, man. I wish. He's way too large. Releasing Silesia is something that I would like to do. He actually looks pretty vulnerable right now, eh, guys? Like, to just crush. So we could definitely release Silesia. Is there any other nations that can be released? We could return land to Bavaria or something. Return core. Because he might convert it back if we're lucky. That's an option. Perhaps the same goes to the Palatinate. But there doesn't seem to be any other nations that we can release from his land. We could certainly hurt him, though. We could, of course... Oh, I see some Muscovites over there. We could, of course, take some of the Saxon land ourselves. It's not that much... Not very expensive to actually core up. And reduce him in size. Take him down a notch. Taking some penalties to our prestige, but finally our land maintenance modifier is not so dismal due to the nobility. And one of the cool things about Reconquest is we can just take this land without actually occupying it and giving the occupation to Novgorod. And it will be handed over to him. So we can just focus on these forts down here. The Muscovite enthusiasm wanes. And it's only going to get worse for him when we siege down his capital. How we do? Oh, how are we doing on our cause? Almost done. So that should be the votes once again. I wonder if we'll make it in here to reinforce. That was close. That was really close. Being a little bit greedy, of course, as usual. Put these cannons back in Muscovy. Half of his force is here and half is out east, so I'm trying to siege 2 forts down as opposed to 1, and it almost cost us. Religious unity is pretty good, and it's getting there. Nice. Muscovy has fallen. Uh-oh. Novgorod's going in with his 1k. We could just let it die, I suppose. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a good idea to engage on that if we can avoid it, except one of our units has already committed. Okay, so we butchered that up a little bit. Oh, wow. We're so close to taking all of the core. -2 to rolls is not nice. If we can beat him in... Nope. I was going to say if we can beat him in 4 more days before his reinforcements arrive, that would be good. And despite being massively outnumbered, successful victory nonetheless. which feels good, man. Thank goodness for these Brandenburgian ideas. We can now take all of the core, but we should probably grab war reparations as well if we can. I think that I'll just go around sieging up provinces that are not fortified, and we have ticking war score. It should just take a moment. A couple months, hopefully, to piece this fool out. Still not being voted for. Really close here with the with Cologne. We could really do with a diplomatic. Ah, he's cheap enough. Okay, I was gonna say our diplo rep advisor is. No. Okay, the war's fired, so we're not gonna get that 10% reduced warring coring cost. And that is what it is. I think we can piece this fool out. Nice. That was a pretty clean victory that time. I went ahead and got my my troops stuck there. Let's get them out. I've been catching a little bit of a cold, guys. You can probably detect that in the way I've been speaking. Not perfectly comfortable. Okay, we're getting the votes, which is good. And somehow Muscovy's in the Catholic League. So we're off to a good start there. That seems just kind of extremely unusual. I don't know why he would be in the Catholic League, but there we go. He seems to really want to be our friend, even though we just wrecked his face. So that's a good start. Hopefully, the Protestant League will be quite weak, and because Bohemia's are leading it, hopefully we can trigger the League, you know, sooner rather than later. In fact, it could be a way to go in against Denmark as well and annul his treaties with France at this rate. I'll have to think about this spot. Hamburg's really close. I really want to deal with this and, you know, change their religion ASAP. So the Ottomans joining the Protestant League. That's rough, man. That's rough. And we might see the French do it. The French could go either way. But if the French join... He's at war right now. It'll be pretty clutch. It'll be interesting to see who he joins. He might join the Protestant League because of the rivalry with us. But it's hard to say. I mean, he'd be kind of allied to his other rival, the Ottomans. I've got a bad feeling that the French will join the Protestant League. But we will see. Okay, we should deal with some of our rebel factions. Right now, our units are kind of stuck out here in the Russian region, but I'm bringing my fleet around. I suppose rivaling up Bohemia is good for us. Considering he's the Protestant leader. And we actually have all of the core apart from, you know, we have all the core inside. No, we don't. Why? Why did we not get that province? I swear I could have. I took that. That's really weird. Huh. Another mistake again, eh? I could have sworn I clicked on that. Oh well, it's just the one province. We got plenty of time to take land from Muscovy in the future. Why don't we see if we can ask Novgorod to claim the ever-living heck out of Muscovy? See if he'll do that for us. That province up there is Sami culture, and I'm going to be happy to give that to Sweden instead. Hungary wants an alliance? Oh man, Hungary, why did you decline so badly, dude? Maybe we should ally him. He would help us against the Ottomans in the future. Maybe we should ally him. We were hoping for the PU over him, weren't we? At this stage, our diplomacy is just so bad, though. Fine. Let's do it. Okay, we can stop rooting out so much corruption now that we don't have so much overextension. Oh. No way. Oh, come on. This bastard. Verdun managed to pull a Muscovite alliance. That's so rude. Man, this kind of stuff keeps happening in our game. Even in these little wars, like, we keep finding setbacks of massive allies from, like, random nations, man. We were gonna have quite a productive war here against Verdun. And he pulls such random good diplomacy. What's up with that, dude? Shoot. Okay, so Hungary would help us against Bohemia if we promised him land. That's interesting. I wonder if there's any war that the Ottomans could go to which would actually slow them down, like put a bit of a hindrance on them when we declare the Protestant League war, because he's the biggest threat by far. Such a big guy there. Our queen is 003, that's pretty bad. But our heir, on the other hand, is pretty good. Okay, so if we're not going to declare that war, we at least want to declare this one. And it looks like it's a good time to declare this war because they're all back him up. It's a bad time to declare because of our units, but of course Sweden might be out. We should just get this started before something changes, in my opinion. So we're going to do one more war here. Gosh, am I going to regret declaring this? I don't think so. Just going to have to wait a little bit patiently. Nice, we have access through Denmark now. That's what I want to see. Repair our fleet a little bit. Okay. Got to deal with these 10k rebels, which actually just walked off into Lithuania. That's interesting. He can deal with it for us. So we're going to be able to eliminate Hamburg's center of reformation there and convert his. That's really nice. And Sweden's coming along to help us out bigly. France is in the Protestant League, guys. Oh my god. The Protestant League is so strong. We're going to be able to win. For sure we're going to be able to win. We just need to catch up in tech. That's really, really nasty. Of course, man. Of course. We choose to remain Catholic, and the Protestant League is an absolute beast. Not because of the Protestants, but because of the nations that hate us that are helping them out. That's pretty formidable. We got some rough years ahead, boys. Oh no, poor Novgorod's getting stomped. We are accumulating some manpower at least. So hopefully if we switch out the mercs that we have with infantry, could help out our economy. Nice, releasing a Catholic there. Now our Lubeck is not the war leader, so I do want to focus him out. Hopefully he has some cash for us to take. Our reputation keeps being sabotaged. It was sabotaged. I think the modifier just disappeared, but that's been one of the reasons that nations have not been voting for us. We seem to have the votes on lockdown though right now, which is good. Feels real good. Man, we should consider ourselves really lucky that Muscovy's helping the Catholic League. It's over him hating Denmark, I believe. He hates Denmark more than us, or at least at the time he was friendly. So we kind of lucked out in that regard. Let's continue fabricating on Lithuania. I'm just going to try and engage on these stacks while we can. Well, considering that, I'm going to go help Sweden out and siege some fools up. What's going on with Muscovy? I guess he just wants access because we've divided his country up. It looks like Castile. Oh, we got Portugal. That's nice because he's Catholic. It looks like Castile is neutral right now. What a shame. I was hoping to at least pull France's allies in against him because they're Catholic at least. But we don't have Aragon or Castile. They're both neutral right now. England as well. England is reformed. Man, this is grim. This Protestant League is going to come down to us winning battles and exhausting our enemies. That's what it's going to come down to. Just winning battle after battle after battle, and engaging really smart battles and separate piecing in the long run. Okay, let's do a sneaky preview. Nice. Quite some cash on Lebec, which is good. Quite some cash, which we're going to need. I should try to send a unit to make sure the Swedes don't do something stupid, like randomly cancel that siege. Okay. We can release 2 nations here, but they will be the wrong religion unless we convert them and then release them. That's what I will do. Mecklenburg, Lüneburg. I'll convert them and then release them. And they might even join the Catholic League to one province miners. That might be the way to go. I will push for that 100%. Oh, I didn't realize Hamburg had already been occupied. The Swedes did that while we were out in the east, so good on them. That's some good work. And that's one center of reformation gone did. So feels good. Feels real good. Protestantism will be on the way out. And whatever province that center of reformation was converting is no longer going to be converted. So let's quickly wrap this war up. The Swedes are doing a good job for us, man. He's even blockading Bremen. So we're just waiting on this fort here, which is actually a capital with no fort on it. So it shouldn't take too long before we're completely outies of this war. Our diplomats are not doing anything, are they? Let's change that. Lubeck is ready to go. So we can repay 4 loans. That's a lot of debt to be repaid. Oh my gosh. Is it just me, or are we just getting killed by these negative events? This is how it feels to me. Just a surreal amount of negative events. Why don't we deal with this while we're at war, I suppose? Looks like Sweden might be strolling out here as well. Just waiting on this occupation here in Thuringia. Which is taking its sweet time. And considering I think we're going to be at peace after this, I'm going to try to operate on... Oh gosh darn it, really? These damn pretender rebels, take them out. I'm going to try to operate on... few amount of troops, if we can. Because our economy can't handle it. Obviously, that's the reason why. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and call that an episode, guys. After forcing religion on these fools, taking some war reparations, taking some cash. Don't need prestige. So that much fewer Protestants in the region. And yeah, like I said, we're going to be converting these provinces, and then I'm just going to return province to Mecklenburg and Lüneburg. Saxe-Lumberg, I don't know how to pronounce those, so that's 2 other individuals. And wow, for the first time ever, there's actually peace. I see how it is. There's peace inside the empire, which might not last too long, but we are getting ahead. We're getting ahead. Really nervous about the Protestant League wars coming up in the future, but as long as Poland and Lithuania don't join a league, we're going to be able to continue our expansion into them when our truces are up. So that's going to be good. And it's surely going to be a big event when the Protestant League War does come around. But it's going to be all about the Brandenburg ideas, the Prussian ideas. They're going to help us out and save the day. I hope you guys have been enjoying, and I'll see you next time.